Hello everyone, a very good afternoon to all of you. So today, like we discussed yesterday, we are back with our lecture series that we are starting from today onwards. So what we are trying to do, and that we have discussed in our yesterday's class also, that we will start actually through a new strategy that we have developed in yesterday's class. And since I have received no comments, or rather no suggestions or feedback on the we can say the strategy that we have developed. So we will start continuing my way. If still you all thinks that we actually need to improvise, or also we can say we need to modify the entire structure, please do suggest us, okay, so that we can start from the method that will be suggested by you. Okay, so now in today's class, what I have tried to include is to discuss one day one word that we have talked about yesterday, and also try to include one or two paragraphs, and we will see how the tips and tricks, and also what are the important factors that we also need to take into account while we are going through the comprehension part in our CSIR examination. Okay, so we will start in a minute. I hope and also I request all of you to join ASAP, as fast as you can, so that we will continue. And also guys, please to forward this link so that your colleague, your friend who is also preparing for CSIR can join this class. Okay, so we will start this session in a minute. Please do join. Okay. Okay, so without any further delay, I think we should start. We should start from here, and we will actually. I actually also request from the person, from all those candidates, students, to go, if you're going through the recorded version, please try to pause the video whenever I ask a question during the entire session, and try to answer in your own through your own method, so that you can also analyze or judge on which scale or on which rating you actually falls. Okay. So we will look into our first slide for today, that is word of the day. So I have included one word, that is in retrospect. Okay, so retrospection, whenever we talk about retrospection, okay, so first of all, I would suggest I would like to give you around 10 to 15 seconds, so that you can have a look on the options that I've given here. So what I thought, that in order to understand, and also in order to learn in a better way, it's very important that you also spend some time while we are covering word of the day, because reason being that some words actually do we know, but due to the mechanism of brain, not purposefully, or we can say not useful to discuss all these parameters, how our brain is working in our day-to-day life. But whenever we talk about memorizing the facts, and also interpreting whatsoever are stored in our mind, it actually takes some time to recall. That's why I've included this word of the day along with 5 options. Okay, so that you can have an understanding. And in this way also, what it can serve, it can also work as that two-pointed. Remember the phrase, two-pointed sword, है ना? So it will also serve in a similar way, so that while preparing for this word of the day, you will also have a look through these 5 options, so that you can also understand what actually these 5 words mean. Okay, so in this way, we will actually not covering one word, rather we will be covering 5 words. For example, if one is correct answer, then it will definitely follow that this word and the answer to this question will have a similar meaning, and also they will function as synonyms. Okay, so you will have one word along with the synonyms of that word, and also at the same time you will try to understand those other 4 options which are not in line with, or we can say which does not aligns itself with all other with the question that has been provided here. Okay, so whenever we talk about, I think till now you must have been through the question and you all have decided what should be the correct one. So whenever we talk about the word in retrospect, we actually talks about that how our previous experiences can serve as a useful weapon, rather we can say useful weapon, weapon. Okay, weapon, you all know what is the meaning of weapon, and also tool. Okay, so when we discuss about these 2 words, weapon and tool is something that everyone can have, but weapon is something in a more, we can say, dictionary term. Weapon is something that that in order to have you or you can say in order to what we can say, let's say in a layman term, in order to ornament. Okay, what is ornament? Ornament it's something, please erase this. Okay, just for a second. Whenever we talk about ornament, okay, please also try to have a look of the spelling, because spelling sometimes is asked in examination. So yesterday I also told you that whenever you try to listen the lecture, whenever you will try to understand what I'm trying to say, you will definitely cover the 50% of the syllabi that is being suggested in your examination, suggested for your examination. Okay, so please try to listen what I'm saying in the class, and also please also try to focus upon what I'm writing on the blackboard, because preparation is not only about what is in front of you, but it is also about who in front of you is speaking. Okay, so English, as we all know, is a language, rather we can say it's a language of communication also. Okay, so whenever we are preparing English for CSIR examination, it is also very important that you understand this portion of grammar, you understand this portion of comprehension also in the same language. Okay, so I haven't received a feedback in our yesterday's class that which language is very comfortable or suitable for you. Okay, so this is with this word comfortable. Okay, comfortable and suitable. Please also try to have understanding of whenever I use a particular word. Okay, please try to also listen in which context I have used. Okay, so our mode of instruction will be English till now. If you think bilingual will be more comfortable for you, you can suggest on our channel also. So when we talk about in retrospect, we are also talking about how past as a tool actually helps us to define ourselves, and also to judge what are the alternate options that you can say. Okay, what are the alternative options that you could have exercised? Okay, remember this could word. Why I have not can, I have used word could, because we are referring to the past tense. Okay, so retrospection is all about what are the different what other modes of options were available to you while you confronted those situations, and you came to understand it while you were ingraining yourself in the present. Okay, ingraining yourself with that we can say that past event. Okay, when ingraining means trying to also recall, but that recalling will be different from retrospect. Reason being, because ingrain means something that you are trying to internalize with. Okay, internalization means when something is actually, we can say, rather by force, or we can say through your own choice, when it is thirsted into your mind, in your consciousness. Okay, so retrospect basically means that that the view of a past actually, or artistic balance, or anticipation, or admiration, or second thoughts. Okay, so whenever we talk about admiration, we know we are actually talking in terms of how we praise other. Okay, how we admire means to praise. Okay, I'm writing down here admire means to praise. Okay, now Second thoughts basically means the alternate expression that your mind actually is trying to say to you whenever you utter. Okay. Anticipation means something that you have expected. Okay. Anticipation means something that you have expected to happen. Okay? It's all about how a phenomenon is actually happening or occurring in the present. Okay. So something that you have expected to happen, or we can say that desirable way. Okay. As you have thought about a situation. Okay. So artistic balance is something different. Artistic balance means whenever for example, when I said that according to a feedback, I will change my language, for example, from multilingual to bilingual also. So this will be your this will be only to achieve the artistic balance as far as teaching comprehension, teaching grammar is concerned for CGL classes. Okay. So artistic balance means you need to use something in such a way that one cannot dominate other in terms of representation. Okay. So this is artistic balance and view of the past. Okay. So we will have some definitions. Okay. So like I said, retrospect means a review or a mediation on the past events through which you are trying to understand and also try to judge that what other modes of options, what other alternatives were present at the time when you were confronted with some particular problem. So rather it's about, we can say rather retrospection can also be used in order to find a solution and also to learn a lesson. Okay. Learn a lesson because it will definitely guide you that whensoever the same incident will happen in the future, you will definitely use those experiences. Okay. In order to guide you through that, through that particular period of time. Okay. So what is archaic? Archaic means archaic and retrospect. I have included the word archaic here, reason being because retrospection and archaic both can have similar meaning. Rather, they differ on the ground of the context in which it has been used. For example, archaic means reference to or regard of a precedent or authority. Okay. In order to understand you, make you understand in a better way, I have also included one sentence, which is sorry, which is saying that the walls are often covered with paintings in a very simple archaic style in red and black. Okay. It means it is archaic. It's something which is classical, number one. Okay. Number two, which is predetermined. Okay. Predetermined in terms of okay, in terms of we can say any style. Okay. Any color or the various varieties that are available to us, so that we can decorate, we can also say that we can administer, or also we can say rather the difference lies in the terms of that in retrospection we are actually referring to that personal. Okay. But archaic is not personal, rather it is objective. Okay. Whenever I use the term personal, the synonymous will be subjective. Okay. What is subjective? Subjective means when the feeling of a person is associated or we can say are in line with the experience of that individual. Okay. It means our own experience is the understanding of our subjectivity. And what is objective? Objectivity means truth. It means it will include all other aspects, all other phenomena which are not only particular to you, rather it belongs, or we can say it is shared by everyone. Okay. So archaic is the objective term and retrospection is a personal, we can say subjective term. Okay. I am explaining in detail so that you don't need to mug up all these concepts, all these lines. Rather you need to understand what are the different uses that you can find, that you will find also and during examination, during comprehension, or also we can say what other words can be used in place of retrospect. Okay. For example, they will ask you and we will see this when we will try to solve our paragraph in today's class that we will discuss after this word of the day. Okay. So in retrospect means in considering the past or a past event to go back over in a thought. Okay. It means retrospection will also mean mediation. Okay. Mediation, you know the word meditate, meditation. Okay. These are homophones, always remember. Meditation and mediation. Meditation means to focus through some we can say yogic methods. Okay. And mediation means which is functioning in between the two events. Okay, so in retrospect you are actually doing mediation, mediation, mediation. Mediation means something that has happened already in the past and something that will guide you in the future, and you are thinking about it in the present. That's why I have used the word mediation. Okay, always remember mediation and meditation. Now it was a for example, in retrospect you can say retrospect, it was a very strange feeling in the retrospect. I was frightened but excited at the same time. Okay, so you can say that remember whenever in literature, this is a very famous word, sublime. Sublime is basically the feeling when you try to relate your past in a fearful way, also at the same time it will excite you. Remember, sometimes it's very exciting but also it is very fearful. For example, that rock climbing, or we can say rope jumping. Okay, so होता है ना ऐसा कि आपको मजा भी आ रहा है, आपको डर भी लग रहा है. That is called sublime. So this particular sentence can be summarized in word, that is sublime. So antonym would be prospective. It means it will deal with how the future event will unfold itself. Okay, this will be prospective. Okay, how? Please have a paper and pen with you so that you can write the meaning of all these terms. Okay, how a future event will unfold itself. Okay, so synonym will be re-examination, reconsideration. Remember, we are talking about the past event that has already been happened. Okay, so that's why we are actually using the word synonym. It means re-examination. For example, what you have done earlier, you are trying to rethinking upon it. Okay, so this will be categorized in the word in retrospection. Now, one of the important question is why I have adopted or why I have approached to deal with the word of the day in this way only. Okay, so it will be, listen, it will be very easy for me to come here to tell you the meaning of the word, to write down one synonym to one antonym, and also to use one sentence on the basis of that. But remember, this will definitely will push you behind from all those other competitors that are actually also preparing along with you. Remember, competition. In order to compete an examination, you also need to keep in mind that there are so many competitors that are present alongside you. Okay, so always try to prepare in such a way that it will definitely makes you visible in the crowd. Okay, so making visibility is this method where we are not only trying to deal with what is the meaning of a particular word, rather we are trying to also see what are the methods through which we can use that word, and also what are the different words that can be used in place of that particular word. Okay, so we are also trying to cover synonym and antonym not only by writing down the words, rather we are also trying to cover it through how a particular word can be used in a particular sentence. Okay, so that's why I thought this approach will be very useful to you, and also try to have an understanding of how I have discussed all these through the language, through the words that I have uttered in your class, in this class only. Okay, reason being because it will also help you. Remember, English is a language where we talk about different modes of learning, different methods of learning, and it's a stereotype that in order to clarify CSIR examination, you just need to mug up, you just need to familiarize yourself with other words. Okay, you need to remember synonyms, you also need to remember antonyms. You don't need to remember anything, you just need to listen what I am saying in the class, number one, and number two, what I am discussing in the class, because these itself will help you in order to identify. And also remember that the questions like pick out the part which is having some grammatical mistakes. Okay, so sometimes whenever we understand or whenever we will listen to English language, we actually come up with the idea that this sentence is definitely wrong because we are not using that particular word in a sentence that I have uttered. Okay, so that's why I thought that English language, as far as teaching is concerned, for CGL examination will be important. Okay, if you think that my language is too hard for you, too tough for you, please also say me. I will use some simple language. Okay, so that you can understand in a better way. Now I hope those whosoever joined, those whoever had joined till now have understood, or also identified what actually I am trying to say through word of the day. Okay. So today I have also included paragraph for this class. I will request you, if you want to take a screenshot, you can definitely take a screenshot, but I think that won't help you because so many things, so many words are coming into mind while I'm teaching, and due to that you can see how much mess I actually creates on Blackboard. Okay, so if you think that I need to use one particular slide in order to write all those words, please do let me know also through your comments, so that we will definitely change, or we'll try to modify and transform the method that we are using for this class. Okay, so we have discussed word like personal, subjective, objective, mediation, meditation. Okay, what is solution, what is prospective, what is re-examination, what is in retrospect, and what is archaic. Okay, so words always have contextual meaning. Remember, just learning what is the meaning of that word will never help you during your examination. Since I am from English background, I can definitely, and for guarantee I can say that English word itself is contextual. So it doesn't matter what is the meaning of the word, rather what matters is how that particular word means in that entire structure. Okay, so that's why I have tried to solve a word of the day in such a method. So please try to have a look on all these words, and please, if you still have doubt relating to this word of the day, please do let us know. We will definitely try to clarify. Now we will move on to the first paragraph, we can say the comprehension, where we will see what are the we can say uh, how you can relate what I was saying a minute ago becomes relevant while trying to solve this paragraph. Okay, so I will give you 5 minutes so that you can have a deep understanding, and also you can have understanding of what this paragraph is actually talking about, and then we will see some questions based on these paragraphs, and then we will discuss what the paragraph is actually about, what it is trying to say. Number 3, also what different factors, what are the keywords that we need to identify while having a first reading, so that it can help us in solving those questions. Okay, so I would give you around 5 minutes to go through this paragraph, and remember and try to identify what are the important words in this paragraph, and then we will see different questions based on this paragraph. Okay, so please have a look on this paragraph for 5 minutes, and then yes, you can take 2 to 3 minutes, because it's just a 10 line. You can take 2 to 3 minutes to have a look on this paragraph, and try to identify the keywords. Okay. Okay, so I think all of you must have been through this paragraph and have a rough idea about what this paragraph actually is talking about. Okay, so we will try to see how this paragraph can be approached in examination, and also how to solve these comprehension based questions by taking only few minutes, so that it can also help you to minimize your time or also to manage the time. Okay, remember this: manage, M-A-N-A-G-E, manage, and minimize, M-I-N-I-M-I-S-E. Okay, S-E or Z-E, whatsoever you want to use, is both of them are valid. Now, in order to understand a paragraph, you first need to have a quick glance upon what paragraph is actually all about. For example, in our first understanding, we can say that it is talking about, let's say, first word, our home. It is talking about a resident, a neighborhood, where for which this paragraph is actually talking about. Okay, so stood behind the railroad tracks, it's skimpy yard. Now, whenever we talks about that its skimpy yard was paved with black cinder. Let's say you don't know the meaning of this word skimpy as well as black cinder. Okay, this word you definitely know. What is the meaning of paved? Paved means something which actually acts as a passage. Okay, so whenever we talk about the passage which itself relates in front of a home, we can say it relates itself, that's something which is in front of a home so that a walkers can pass by. Okay, then definitely it will mean that skimpy is something which is very small. Okay, because it is talking about home. So home is not having a broad pavement, rather it is having only a smaller pavement. Okay, so it can definitely hint us that skimpy means something which is not large, rather something which is small. So these are the methods through which we can know the meaning of the word in a passage if we don't know what this word actually means. Remember, yard. What is yard? Yard means something which is remember, yard means something which actually exists at the back of the house, and also we can say at the front of the house. Okay, rather we have a separate place in order to keep something which is not very useful, and also sometimes we sit there. Okay, an open space in a field, particularly in that closed space, that is also called home. Okay, so its skimpy yard was paved with black cinder. Okay, what is cinder? Cinder is small pieces of coal, or we can say granite, something which is actually put upon that pavement, so that during rain, or we can say we can also say that it helps us actually to save ourselves from those, rather we can say rodents, insects also. That's why a pavement is always covered with bricks, something solid, which actually helps us to walk in a smoother way. Okay, smoothly. Remember, smooth, SMOOTH, smoother. Okay, V1, V2, V3, V4, V5 we will also see when we will discuss about the form of verb. Okay, the only touch of green we could see was far away beyond the tracks over where white folks live. So when we talk about the only touch of green we could see was far away, what does it imply? It will definitely imply that something which itself, we can say green here means nature. Okay, nature, or means place, something where in this paragraph actually we will see what does this green mean. But rather we can say the green, that the touch of green is actually used here, and in the form of, we can say, phrase here. Okay, it's a phrase. Okay, the only touch of green that we could see was far away beyond the tracks over where the white folks lived, but cinders were fine weapons. Remember here, why it is used weapons? Okay, it definitely hints us to the idea that a weapon is something which is always used to harm others, and that's why I said always try to understand how those words actually mean, or how those words actually refer to themselves, the way we use. Okay, for example, if you are using weapon, it definitely means that something through which we can harm others, and definitely it hints us that sometime that these cinders will definitely be used as a means, as a we can say as an instrument, which will definitely be used in order to harm others. Okay, so in this case, in this paragraph, what we have seen, See here, target, the words your hands full of gritty ammunition. Remember the use of these words, ammunition, weapon. These all are signaling us to the point that this is something that will definitely use as something which can harm others. Okay. So one day the gangs to which I belonged found itself engaged in a war with the white boys who lived beyond the tracks. Okay. So remember the paradoxical use of these boys who are actually using those signers to attack someone, to attack in this case the white person, the white man who is standing, or sorry, who are actually living behind those tracks. Okay. So ammunition. Okay. We can say target here. These all words actually signals something. Now, as usual, what this word usual signify? This word usual will signify that it is an event which actually unfolds itself regularly. It's not a one-time event. It's type of an event that kids actually often engage themselves. Okay, often means something which occurs frequently. OFTEN. Okay, often. Now please hold on for a second. Okay, I am so sorry. I'm so sorry for this interruption during the class. Okay, so as usual, what this word usual will imply, we were discussing that this usual word will imply that this is an event, this is an incident which actually happens time to time. Okay, time to time. Also remember, time to time means something which occurs very frequently. Time to time. Okay, something which has the appearance, which has appearance on a frequent basis. Okay, so we let down our senders barrage thinking this would wipe the white boys out. Okay, wiping means something to make extinct. EXTINCT. Okay, wipe means to clean in such a way that there is no chance of leaving any trace. Okay, so till now we can see that this paragraph is actually talking about the story of a children, number one. Number two, also the fight that occurs on a very regular basis between those white men, also these white boys, and also the boy who are belonging to those home which is behind the railroad. That's okay. So remember the use of word, weapons, also ammunition. Okay, now but they replied with steady bombardment. Okay, remember it's all about the description of a war. Okay, whenever we see these words, we actually see that how the quarrel, or not say quarrel, rather we can say these words actually pertain itself or relates itself with the war that is actually going on, that actually happens within the boundaries, okay, of two countries. So we retreated means to fall back. Okay, to accept defeat, not in a negative sense, rather retreat means to take some we can say to pause, rather to take rest between those war. Okay, so these boys are engaged in a war which are frequently occurring, number one. Number two, on that particular day these boys actually retreated themselves because they thought it's better to take rest meanwhile, so that we can again gain their strength and they can engage again with the fight. Okay, so during the retreat, a broken milk bottle caught me behind the ear, opening a deep gash. Okay, gash means what? Gash means a wound which actually itself is formed by cutting any object through a sharp cutting anything through that sharp object. Okay, so remember this word gash. Okay, so So the boy actually caught with when he fell with that broken milk glass. Okay, the sight of blood pouring over my face. Pouring means something which is actually dripping dripping very fastly. Okay, for example, dripping very fastly. Okay, these all are metaphorical words that we need to keep in mind. Always try to remember all these words. So over my face completely demoralized our ranks. Okay, so it also symbolizes, it also gives us a sense that how these small fights between these two groups actually leads them to believe that how winning these small wars, these petty wars, actually dignifies their we can say dignifies them. Okay, so my fellow combat, remember this word combatants. Okay, so these war imageries, these imageries of combats, ammunition, weapons, okay, is actually trying to what it is trying to suggest. Let's say we encounter a question in examination where they ask that please find out which type of imagery have been used in this paragraph. Okay, so this paragraph refers to war imagery because we have a collection of words which itself refers to how a situation is described when two groups from two geographical area actually engaged themselves in a fight. The fight itself, which is on a large scale only. Okay, so left me standing paralyzed in the center of the yard and scurried for their houses. A kind never saw me and rushed me to a doctor. Okay, scurried means fled away. Okay, so they hurried. Because they were defeated that particular day. Okay, and and during that retreat, the boy who is narrating. And now one of the question can also be understood. Like for example, they can ask you who is the narrator of this passage. Okay, so this gives us a hint. This gives us a hint that me. Okay, a kind never saw me. Okay, me means what? The person who is actually describing this event from the very beginning. Okay, our home and me, which suggested that the boy who is narrator of this paragraph. Okay, and rushed me to a doctor. Okay, so this paragraph is not simply about the words that are actually framed here. Rather, it is also about how are we going to understand the paragraphs that are being frequently asked in serial examination, and also what are the different methods, different approaches that we can actually apply in order to solve this complex paragraph. Okay, this paragraph is very simple, but when you will witness questions in examination, it will definitely make sense that why we need to understand these paragraphs in such a way. And trust me, when you try to solve these paragraphs through identifying these keywords, through understanding the keywords, through the meaning that itself is present in this paragraph, will definitely help you out in order to solve the paragraph in a better way. Okay, so now we will see some questions. I will give you around 10 to 15 seconds for each question. Please try to answer. Now the question is the locality where the author lived was. Okay, so please have a look on this paragraph again, and please try to find out where for example, from next time what I will try to include 2 to 3 lines where the answer will align itself with the question so that it can be easily understandable. Okay, so please have a look again to the question. The question is asking the locality where the author lived was behind a brick quarry, near a coal mine, far away from the white lived, close to where the white lives. Remember, we have seen that the locality where the author lived was actually near a coal mine. And how do we come to find out near a coal mine? Because we have a reference. Remember, we have talked about that green we could see was far away. Okay, so this green is actually what? Green is symbolizing that how we can say how the prospering place in the paragraph is actually very far away from the home, from the house, we can say, of the narrator. Okay, that's why we come to understand that they are actually living at a place which is near a coal mine, because we have so many imagery of, for example, we have imagery of cinder, CINDERS. Okay, now we will move to our next question, that is the author used the cinders for harassing the white boys, cooking his food, building houses, laying them on the railroads. Okay, So not cooking food, not building houses, not laying them on the railroads, rather the war they are actually engaged in during that entire process will be the answer. The answer is harassing the white boys. Okay. Now, next question is the weapons used by the whites in the gang fight were. Okay. Now, see the word, the author. Okay. Who is the author? The boy who is narrating the event is actually author. So please please try to answer. Please try to answer. I will give you around 10 seconds to answer this question. I hope while covering paragraph, we have witnessed the word like retreat. Okay, and retreat by whom? Retreat by the boy. And who is the boy? The boy is the narrator. Okay, so why are they retreating? Because the weapons used by the whites, the opponent, okay, the opponent with whom they are engaged in a fight. Okay, so it is more dangerous than the author. That's why they are retreating. Okay, so C will be the correct answer. Now next is the author was hit by a broken bottle when fight was never over. Okay, during a lull means to sleep, to have a break during the fight. As soon as the fight became no, the correct answer is when they were retreating. Okay, retreat means to withdraw, pause while engaging in a fight. Okay, so when the author's gang was actually withdrawing, that's when they actually that's when the author was hit by a bottle. Now at the sight of author's bloody wound, his friends were terrified, were filled with shame, grew very angry, get depressed and defeated. Okay, jaldi फटाक से इसका आंसर दें. What is the answer to this question? Okay, so we have seen that during retreat, the author was actually wounded by a milk bottle, and that's when we have seen a word, for example, scuttled. Remember, we have seen that word in our paragraph. Okay, scurried word. Okay, remember this word, scurried for their houses. Okay, demoralized. Okay, so all of these actually symbolizes that all the friends that were also present with the author in that gang fight are actually feeling depressed, and that's why they are defeated during that fight. Okay, so the correct answer to this question will be option number D, that is felt depressed and defeated. Now I think in today's class we have actually covered one word only, and we have seen a paragraph where we have tried to solve 5 questions. Okay, from now on, what I will do, I will also discuss the concept of one grammar. For example, simple present tense. Okay, present continuous, present perfect continuous, future perfect continuous. Whatsoever are the grammatical aspects we will try to analyze in our next class, and only we will see one rule in 5 minutes, and then we will try to solve 5 questions on the basis of that concept, or we can say that rule, that grammatical rule that we will discuss. Okay, so today was first class, that's why I haven't burdened you all with all those technicalities, with all the technical content, okay, that you actually that you normally finds on YouTube. So we will start in such a way so that we will for each for example, we will what I have in mind, that we will try to advance our level, okay, with each passing class, so that you can also have a clear understanding that how we have moved from one step to another step, and how we ourselves have moved one step closer to clear our CSIR examination. Okay, so I hope you all must have understood what we have discussed in today's class. I hope to see you soon in our next video also, where we will discuss one grammar, one word of the day through their uses. If you are not comfortable with this method, please do comment, please do suggest some alternative which you think will be better for your preparation for SSC examination. Okay, CGL examination. It's you who need to be ready. Okay, so we should also cover what you think is suitable for you. So I'm looking forward to have some suggestions from you so that we can develop ourselves accordingly. Okay, so please to take care. Meanwhile, please to have understanding. Please to have a thorough understanding of the language that I have used in today's class, because this will definitely, if you listen for the first time, you may face difficulties. Okay, but when you develop a habit of listening only to my class, you will definitely come to understand that you don't need to learn all those grammatical structure. Rather, you will identify what are the errors in that particular sentence. Okay, so it's not necessary to follow the tradition through which we have actually tried to learn our grammatical portion. Rather, we can say revolutionary in this term, so that we can approach a unique method. Okay, so please have a look, please have understanding. If you think any suggestions, you all are welcome. Please do suggest us so that we can also modify accordingly. Okay, till then, please do take care and please prepare, please revise. English is very easy. That's why I'm moving forward very lightly and in an easy way. So please try to focus more upon all other subjects that you think needs better preparation. If you think you need to do better in English also, no problem. Please have a understanding of these classes and please try to develop yourself on a day-to-day basis, on a daily basis. Changes never comes overnight. It will definitely take some time. Okay, enjoy that process. Okay, when you think you are not prepared and when the examination will come, the time period, these two durations is itself very experiential, we can say, and these experiences actually helps a human being to grow or advance in their lives. Okay, so we will meet again tomorrow. This wasn't we can say this wasn't a communicative class, but I'm living here. Actually, I'm in that author's word. I am retreating from here in a hope that we will definitely engage the next time in our YouTube classes. Okay, that will be very beneficial. Okay, so please take care. I will rest here and we will continue from where we left today through these framework and parameters that we have talked. Okay, please do take care. Keep yourself healthy and keep revising. Happy learning.